Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Don't forget, if you like the video, click on like and subscribe and talk about it on chat lines, wherever it is your social media activities, and help us to grow and help more people. I'll talk to you soon. Michelle, 25 from Britain says, ooh, it's a big question, isn't it? Michelle says, so you say it out loud, even though you don't want to. Is that part of HOCD? Well, who cares? You say it out loud, you don't say it out loud. Makes no difference. It's part of OCD before the HOCD. The fact that you know something in your head, or you see something in your head, and then you have this compulsion to say it out loud. Well, it's more OCD than anything else. Before you have the HOCD, you have an OCD as well. And she says, and what if you find girls more eye catching, more easy to look at, and men are more bold and harder to look at? Well, because girls are more beautiful, no matter if you're a man or woman. Girls are beautiful and refined in every way, always lovely to look at. So that means nothing. That means it's like saying, why looking at trees and ocean and mountain is better than looking at the concrete buildings in town. Well, naturally, it's got a softer energy. So that's the question. Why do you have to question everything? The problem is not that why you find this softer look at, or that not, or whatever. First of all, women are beautiful. All women are beautiful. They're perfectly put together, aesthetically, artistically, the way they wear their clothes, the color combinations, they're more careful about it. Everything looks beautiful. If a woman really takes good care of herself, the way she dresses out, and it's like a masterpiece. Of course, you would prefer to look at that. If it wasn't a woman, if it was a tree, but it was a natural looking, beautiful, well designed, well pruned tree, you would look at that tree than the other tree that is just all out in different ways, and not really good leaves and green leaves, and it's not really healthy looking or whatever. So naturally, and they're both trees. So this happens to be a woman and a man, and no comparison. Naturally, that's what you would think. But because you have this question of HOCD in your mind, you constantly are questioning anything that is actually normal and natural. It's perfectly normal to notice a good look of someone, whether you're a man and you notice a good look of another man, or whether you're a woman, you notice a good look of another woman. Perfectly normal. What's wrong with it? We all like to be good looking. So naturally, we make sure that we, I don't know, do this or do that, take care of ourselves and be fit, or wear this clothes or that to look good, you know, shave properly, depending on your gender, and you want to look good. So this looking good is something you identify with. So naturally, you will recognize in everybody else, and you see if they look good. Is this look good? Because I care about if I look good, if I'm well dressed. So naturally, I would notice everybody else who's good looking or well dressed. But you turn that into something, wow, I shouldn't be noticing that, because if I notice another girl's, in your case, good looks, that means I'm interested in her and sexually. No, it just means you like good look, you're good looking, and you want to be good looking, and you do whatever you can to be better looking, and you always naturally pay attention to who looks good, who doesn't. Every one of us do that. But when the HOCD, OCD comes into the picture, you think, oh, that is means that I am interested in that same gender. No, you also are interested to look at a horse that is better looking than the other horse. You also look interested in looking at a handbag that is better designed, well designed than the other handbag. We like good looking things in everything, but you don't question anything else. You only question, oh, why do I think this same gender is good looking? Because we look at good looking, we judge everything by their look. That's very normal, very natural. So, and Michelle says, but then again, I think if I was gay or bisexual, I would question it constantly. But some of the thoughts I get, I like them. But because you think you're brave if you admit that you like him, that being honest. But Liking a tree because it's good looking, it doesn't mean you like to have sex with the tree. Liking the same gender, that she's beautiful and top notch way of dressed up and carry herself, makes you proud. But that doesn't mean you want to have sex with her. So you're interpreting every emotion that is natural, and you give it a perception and you give it interpretation. And then you're reacting to your interpretation of what was perfectly normal. You shouldn't do that. Hmm? You should observe life rather than perceiving life. You see, we human beings have been brainwashed and accustomed through our childhood to deal with conclusions. Hmm? Everything you see, you want a conclusion. That's how you've been trained. But the real way of life is to observe. Hmm? I see an orange, I see it good looking. Now I want a conclusion. Does that mean I love orange? I must have orange every day. This must mean something. No, you just like that color yellow. You like that fruit. You saw it and it was nicely designed. That's it. Observe. That's all it was. But you come up with meanings to it. Oh, I saw this guy is good looking. Okay. Now, what does that mean? It must have a conclusion. It must be connected to certain kind of a sexual interest in the same gender. I have to now go find out what it means, me noticing the good look of this other man. Nothing. You're a human being capable of observing and noticing what looks good, what's symmetric, what doesn't, and how girls would react to this good look. That's what comes to your mind. And that brings the connotation of sex. And say, oh, that meant I have sexual interest in that. No, these are all connected. When you see someone good look, whatever your gender you are, and you see same gender's good look, that good look puts you in touch with the concept of sex, of somebody. For example, you're a man, you see a good looking man, you like your look, and you have your looks and whatever you do to yourself, and that is connected to sex that you understand with women. When you see another guy who's good looking, you associate that with another woman being interested in him. So sex with another woman, with that person, which brings the connotation and the association to sex. Because that's how you look at person. You say good looking. Good looking means sex with a woman, how a woman will interact or react to this guy. And that brings the concept of sex into your thoughts. And because of that, you think the sex came to your thought because of the guy. No, sex came to your thought because of the reaction of the girls to this good looking guy, which brings the concept of sex. And then you interpret it. All you have to do is just say, okay, yeah, good looking, perfect. Why not? I'm good looking. I like good looking things, so you notice good looking things. But then that good looking things moves on to the concept of sex with women and how women reacts to that good looking man. And then whole concept makes you think, oh, then I'm thinking about sex with that guy. No, you're thinking about the concept of sex and the sex between that guy and women, which is what you identify sex with. And then the whole thing loses its connotation, and you focus on something because you have OCD, on something that I got to make sure that I am not really that. You create all these questions and you want to answer them because you're always looking for a conclusion rather than just observing life. Good looking, that's it. Now I got to conclude. What does that mean that I noticed that good look of that person? Nothing. There is no conclusion necessary. But we are all accustomed to find conclusion for everything that we experience or see or notice. No conclusion necessary. It's a good looking man. Fine. When I was a kid, Sean Connery was good looking in James Bond, and how girls would gather around him and interact with him. And we learned from how he would, interact with girls. And so naturally we wanted to look like him. Hmm? Roger Moore was good looking James Bond after Sean Connery. And girls would pay attention to him, and we would want to comb our hair like that, or because That was the role model. Hmm? But nowadays, because of so much information, unnecessary information for you, necessary for somebody else, but unnecessary for you. But all that information is available out there. So when you actually notice somebody's good look, like we did Sean Connery or Roger Moore, and that was the observation, that was the end of it. But now, when you notice it because of all these other conversations and sharing of different lifestyles, all of that information is trying to bring a conclusion, interpretation for that which is all it is, an observation of someone's good look. So much unnecessary information that is floating around about people's lifestyles, personal people's lifestyles, has now created different connotations and different interpretations of what is perfectly normal for you to see and observe and go. But no longer you can go because there's so many conclusions. I have to figure out which conclusions mean. None. No conclusion. Observe. You just saw something good looking. That's it. Before we used to see Sean Connery, no conclusion. You guys, a man, girls like him, so let's find out, how we learn from him. Now you go into different tangents. What does that mean? Conclusions is a wrong way of living. Observe. Observe and go. No meaning. No conclusion. Whatever comes to your head, does it. It's got nothing to do with you. It's the brain. It's trained to make these thoughts, and whatever it finds, it finds. Look, there's only one thought. There's only one thought. All thoughts are one. You go in, one thought comes in based on some kind of a association of some word or some scene or some image to something else. All other kind of possible thoughts that are in there in the consciousness, they're all connected. They all come out. And among them, there's so many that's irrelevant to you, but you choose them because they're there. And then you say, oh, it came up with that. No, it didn't come up because you thought it this way or that way. It comes up because there's only one thought. All thoughts are connected. In other words, you go into consciousness to pick up one thought. There's so many thousands of other thoughts attached to it that comes out. The association goes so fast that it's like you saw all these thoughts. But you're not supposed to interpret them. You say, okay, my ability to saw all these thoughts so I can pick what is relevant. But because you have OCD, you can't pick what is relevant. You see all of them and you want to interpret and conclude what they each mean to you. And then you go nuts with all data hunting and so on. You shouldn't do that. You should just observe, no conclusion necessary about anything. Thought comes, what? You through the day, you fart a lot. You're going to make a conclusion. Oh, I farted this. That means, let me see the smell. Oh, okay. That probably means I had this last night. I shouldn't have that. Oh, it means something. What does it mean? What does it mean? It's just a bodily function. And that's a mental function. You're not supposed to interpret everything that it does. Like your body does. If you want to interpret everything that your body, your cells do on every nanosecond, you won't be living. You will be analyzing everything. You should not interfere with what is not your business. And what your body is going through its, its functions, none of your business. It's automatic. The brain going through its functions, it's none of your business. It's automatic. You're the one who chooses. You're the judge. You just say, okay, I'm in a bazaar. There's so many things available. I like to have one of those, so I choose this. I ignore the rest of the stores. Same thing. Brain throws out all kind of thoughts. You're not supposed to take every one suggestion that it throws. You say, okay, all these thoughts available and none of them are interesting to me. I just do my own thing. What I'm doing. What thoughts or what activities I'm involved in. And if some of them are useful to you, you pick that, but leave the rest alone. Just like you're in a bazaar, you're in a mall. You don't go to every store and buy something. You pass by many of them, go to the one you want or what interests you. Or none of them interest you. Just walk, stroll. Ignore everything. Observe. No conclusions. That's how you live. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com, making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon.